Hey, this is Glenn with Modern Explorer
And Mateo.
and Modern Explorer University. This is a segment where we will be showing you some cool stuff. Mateo has spent a lot of times out in the woods and learned a lot of cool skills.
Yeah, I've made a few mistakes in the woods where I've learned a lot, taken some classes, and spent sometimes months at a time in the wilderness eating whatever I can out there. And that's taught me a lot of cool things that I can, or we can eat.
And show you, and you can learn some cool stuff. So we're going to be having these every once in a while and showing you things to eat, structures to do, just outdoor skills, as well as how to do castings officially of footprints if you find something or something cool like that. And we will be having guest professors, itinerant professors coming in to teach us some cool things like Jeff Meldrum, Judd Burton, some other guys who have real PhDs behind their names. But this is exciting, and you know, the reason we're doing this is because Solon, the Greek lawgiver, said, grow older every day and learn something new every day. And that's what we're trying to do. And in that, Mateo came up to visit for this weekend, and we're going to be adventuring, and he was coming up my driveway, and he saw something really cool that is in my yard.
So basically, when I came here, I saw like what's called the Showy Milkweed, and it's something that is edible, not the whole plant, but the pods where the seeds come in. But you have to get them before they mature too much. So we're gonna head over there and check them out and learn a little bit more about them.
Yeah, so come on, let's go check it out. So you're showing me of all the wild edibles that you see around here.
Yeah, there's actually a lot here, and there's probably some I don't even know about. But the fact that it's all here, like you see in your front yard, is really cool.
Thank you. I'm excited because this is just weeds to me. So yeah, show me what we got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So interesting story of how I found out about this plant. I was going down this canyon in the middle of nowhere on this 50-day course that normally students take at the Showy University. It's a friend of mine owns a school up in Cripple Creek. And we were going down this canyon that normally takes 3 days to get down to. And I was with one of the instructors known as Alaska Matt. And we were in the back making sure everyone was okay that's going down this canyon. And we come across a few of these plants, and he gets really excited. And he says, you can eat these, that this is the milkweed. And I was like, really? And so we picked these pods up and opened them up, and they were edible and they tasted delicious. But then we went and found some other pods, which we can show you here, that were a little less green, bigger, and they were too fibrous, because what's going on in these pods is the seeds are being created. And when the seeds mature, they're hard, and then like they also have like this these fins that allow them to kind of float in the air, they're like more like cotton. And so you want to be able to get these when they're not as mature, when they're this size right here that you can see, and the more green, the better. So we're gonna pick these right now and open them up. Something really cool here is if you check them out when they're in the shade, you're gonna have a better chance to get one that's not ripe, because it's just gonna grow slower there. Another thing to note is that the milkweed is the only plant that monarch butterflies will lay their eggs, because the milkweed itself, it has some toxins in it. Yeah, but you have to eat them in large quantities. But luckily we don't get to worry about that, because we're going to be going in for the seed. So if you look right here, and we come up really quick, you can see this white substance, and this is how it gets its name, milkweed, from there. Okay. So right here, you can see that we picked these, but some things to note is look for areas that are shaded, because the areas that are shaded are going to mature slower, and you're going to have a better chance to get them at the right time, because there's other spots that will show you some of these that are too ripe, and you're going to see why. And the other thing you're going to do is once you get it, you're going to see like a crease. Sometimes they're not here when they're too young, but there's like a natural crease in it, and that's just going to be the easiest place to break it open. And that's normally where it would open up naturally to expel the seeds.
Now, the milk part of it, you don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, the milk part is going to be in the actual, like the skin of it itself, and we're just going to bypass that completely. So let's open it up. I just normally just break it open like this, and then you just pull this meaty substance out, which is the seeds.
Well, that's really soft.
Yeah. So the ones that that are hard, you're gonna tell like they don't taste as good, and they're gonna be hard to chew. But as you can see here, these are all the seeds forming, and these areas right here, this is actually gonna turn into like a cotton-like substance so that it can float.
Okay.
And you can just eat the whole thing.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, that was good.
This one tastes really sweet.
It really does. It has kind of almost a sweet corn sort of.
That is kind of the flavor that it has.
Subtle. But there's a lot of juice in there. Watch this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of juice.
And if you want to show the camera, it's not milky whatsoever.
Yeah, no, this is, you can see it's just clear, but man, actually really good.
Yeah, there you go.
I would do that again. So why do you want to eat this stuff? Aside from it being tasty.
I mean, when you're out there in the wilderness, calories are one of the hardest things to get. A lot of people think it's protein, but the reality is your body's going to need a lot more calories than it is protein. And so this is something when you're out there that you can eat, has soluble fibers in it, has a ton of nutrients, and it has fats because there's seed pods that are forming. And so it's really a great meal if you happen to find them at the right time.
Okay. Well, let's take a look and see what some of the bad ones look like that you don't want to pick, and we'll pull that open. And you can show me some of the other stuff in the front out here.
All right, awesome. Let's do it.
Cool. Okay, so as we're walking along out front, first thing I notice is this. This is Russian olive, and you can see the seeds, or not the seeds, the fruit. This is hard. This usually ripens, I want to say it's probably October when it comes into season. It's pretty edible. It tastes like cucumber a little bit, but that's kind of interesting. A lot of bears eat those. What else do we see out here?
So right here, this is a type of lettuce. If you look down here, so these lettuce, to protect themselves, have little spines on them, but you can totally eat the side here. And if we wanted to eat the whole thing, you could just boil it or steam it, or even roll it in your hands if the pricklies don't affect you too much. But you can just eat this lettuce whole. Obviously the spines and stuff, you have to be careful on the stem, but it is bitter because it has been in the sun. But if you get ones on the shade or when they're new growth, they'll taste a lot nicer. That's why the animals like to eat the new growth, because there's less tannins in there.
Okay.
So if we continue moving, we can find more stuff over here. So let's see. So this is one of my favorites. Purslane, right here. It's a type of succulent, but it's one of the most favorite foods out there. No, they say because it has a type of acid in there, that if you eat too much of it, you might get an upset stomach. Hasn't happened to me yet. I've eaten scores of these throughout the day in the past without an issue, but just be aware of that.
Okay, so something else we have here is the cattails.
Yes, the cattails are actually something that can be, the whole plant can be used. The roots themselves can be used for eating. You can cook them up or boil them, or you can dry them and ground them in the flour to create bread. There's a lot of starch in there. The actual leaves themselves on there can be broken down and used as cordage. They're not the strongest cordage, but it's still available if it need be. And of course, up top where the seeds come from, that area right there, once it's mature enough, gets so dry that it's an effective tool to start a fire.
So the seeds are in the hot dogs.
Yes, because eventually those will break loose and just fly away with the wind.
So that's what.
Yeah, that one hasn't matured enough yet, but you can see. And I'm sure that can be used for cordage as well, if you wanted to, down the road. I don't know for sure.
And then I think we called this a pepperweed. I thought it was a hemlock. I don't know enough about that, so I'm not going to tell you anything, but it's kind of cool. We did have this really tall grass, which is really interesting. And we were talking about using that for cordage and, weaving that together.
Yeah. It's like there's so much out here that even the ones, all the plants we've shown you, there's still a ton that we don't even know, like us personally. And then there's a lot that just hasn't been identified. Back behind here, you can see more of the milkweed. And right here, we're going to open up one of these and show you that because it's been in the sun, it's been maturing a lot more.
These are a lot harder, a lot drier.
Hey, Glenn, you want to open it up?
Oh, it kind of looks like a fish. But, look at those fibers. Okay.
So these fibers are going to turn into like a cotton-like substance that's going to help it float away these seeds. And you can see right now, this is unedible.
Yeah.
But
let me take a taste. It looks like scales, though. The seeds look like scales of a fish. That's kind of cool. But let's give it a try. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really gross, actually.
So the lesson to learn from this is make sure it's not ripe.
These are really tasty. Thanks for showing me this.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is just crazy. And that milk is nuts. So let's eat this thing because it's tasty. I love these things. Yeah, it tastes like corn. And you don't even notice the fiber even. Because it's so succulent. It's really good. Thanks for showing me that.
Yeah, absolutely. And whenever we're out in the field and we come across more, I'll be sure to show you all more.
Absolutely. That's what Modern Explorer University is all about. Learning about all the cool stuff that we have here in Colorado that you can eat, from medicinal stuff, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, because when we're out here in the field learning about the unknown phenomena, we're also learning a ton about known phenomena. And the more we know about the natural world, the more we can understand the unnatural world or the one that we know less. Especially here at Modern Explorer, our mission is to be able to investigate neglected fields of science and different subjects like that and help support them.
Yeah, and so if you want to see anything specific covered in Modern Explorer University, whether it's more plant stuff or learning how to do field craft or castings or anything like that, let us know. We're going to be doing more of these, and even how to collect DNA. We're going to have some guest speakers, some guest itinerant professors coming by and doing some.
We're hoping to get some subject matter experts to help us.
I'm talking to a guy who is an expert on cattle mutilations. I'm talking to some, other people like that, from Jeff Meldrum and all sorts of people. So this is pretty exciting. I really love the university.
And hopefully you gain some new perspectives and you learn with us. Yeah.
And if you or anybody you know has had an encounter, whether it's out in the woods or up in the sky or whatever, let us know. encounters@modernexplorer.me. And obviously be sure to subscribe, notify, do all that good stuff, because we want to get the word out. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Next time.
I like it. Again, let's kind of give a 3/4 view towards this, if you can.
I am turning.
I know. Can you turn? Can you step back?
But I'm going to fall into here.
Like you were afraid of that before.
Gotcha. But if you look right here really quick, the reason this is called the sticky gumweed. Sorry. And you can probably see all this white substance. And this is why it gets the name, shoot. I already dropped the name again. Where's that leaf I just had?
I just broke it off.
Oh.
Threw it away because I hated it.
Whoa, that escalates. I hope so. The audio sounded good. I was on a roll.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt, they're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises.